live at everyone. I don't even remember what today's topic is. Oh, okay. Small VTubers and... Okay. That's what it is. Small VTubers and streamers aren't growing. Here's why. I should get a link to the stream. Bum, 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 bum. Join our creator research initiative and take part of the Brain Future. No, dismiss. What was I doing? Right, link to you to the stream. What's Realist cooking up now? View your channel. There we go. Close that. Okay. You're saying Realist is cooking up something. What is Realist cooking up? Let's see. What is Ray cooking up? Oh, committing war crimes. Wait, is today Friday? Oh, today is Friday. He's streaming on a Friday. Interesting. That is very, very odd. Pop out. Move that. Close that. And I don't want to see my viewer count. Okay, sweet. Yo, Senpai, what did you think of the Learn ABCs with Realist and Senpai? I liked it. So far, I'm liking it. I'm hoping to see more. Oh, yeah. Hollow Stars B&D. Nice. Hey, G. How you doing? If I got the time, I can tell you why. Please, Blade Charge. If you guys got insights, I'm down. I'm interested in seeing everybody's opinion. Like, I truthfully, I'm very curious on what, like, other people think. Cussing you, is it working? Honestly, this week has been, like, interesting because it's like, I don't know. Everything's just blending in. Howdy, Raven, how's it going? How have you been? Ray Leech was brutal to us. Why? Was Ray Leech brutal to you guys? You've been pretty good. That's good. Anything new you're working on or anything new happening? Got to get the special software going here. Here we go. Oh. Right, totally forgot to do that. So we need to talk about more touchy subjects. More though, stuff in a safe way. At the moment, people are focusing on big YouTubers leaving. But big YouTubers aren't really leaving though. Like, how do I put this? Like, all the big VTubers I've seen that saying that they're leaving aren't necessarily leaving. They're going off to do different things. Blood Token, I started VTubing because of you and your help. Oh, nice. I'm glad. Also seems like you've changed your model, even if it's a little. Depending on which videos you've seen of me, Token. If it was like a really bad you know, like sweater looking, then yeah, I definitely changed. I definitely went from 3D to 2D. How's it going, Zlax? Okay. I mean, I guess, I don't know. This kind of ties in. Sorry, I'm also drinking like lots of water. Last year or two? Okay, yeah. Then it's probably definitely changed. I'm getting ready to upload my first video, but I might cut some things out beforehand. That's not a bad idea. Hey, John. How's it going? Hola. Okay, alright. Well, let's Let me copy the stream title right here. I don't have to like retype things. Because you guys know my typing and how bad it is. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, just copy the link. Don't actually copy the text that I want. There we go. Hey Ren, how's it going? Trying to figure out something for P right now. I can't think can I find anything good. Potatoes. Are you staying warm? I am staying warm. I'm yeah, I am staying warm. I'm definitely staying warm. I hope everybody's staying warm, considering it's winter now and all that fun jazz. Can't say the same for my computer, but I'm definitely staying warm. I love how you go copying something, but it's everything you... Yeah, right? Still haven't tried making anything, but enjoying being here. Yeah, I'm glad. So, let me move this down. Let's talk about the big YouTubers / streamers quitting. I should put quotes on that. Quitting. So let's move this over so it's like a little bit centered. And this what I'm about to mention here is kind of like ties into this in a small way. So when like a lot of channels start out, especially ones that have been around for a very long time. How do I actually, no. Maybe I should phrase this a different way. A lot of big channels, they are where they are mostly because they were trying out a lot of different things and then and stuck with what works, right? And not necessarily like a bad thing, but at times that thing that worked, that you stuck with, isn't something you are passionate about, right? So like I've seen YouTube channels that grew into hundreds of thousands, millions, so on and so forth, but it's not something they really want to do. It's just they were just good at it, right? And they knew how to be entertaining with it. So that's kind of like the one way of things. The second way of things that usually happens is it was a hobby and something they loved doing. They turned it into a full-time job. And we should put a little asterisk there because, well, we'll get to that a little bit later. So they turn it into a full-time job, right? And that hobby is no longer a hobby, right? So your side passion, right? Because hobbies are usually our getaways from reality, right? It's our de-stressor. It's our thing that we can just set aside. Is now a business. So you kind of lose passion over it. I want to say falters, but it doesn't falter. It just becomes less not attractive. It's becomes a lot less desirable. Less, I don't know, interesting. I can't really think of the word for it right now, but this is the like generally the two different routes that a lot of big channels went. So, you know, in this second example, let's say VTubing was my hobby, right? I do this whole VTuber Senpai thing. My hobby is now turning into a business. It's my getaway is now everything I need to focus on. So now I'm going to start getting burnt out a lot quicker. Now I'm going to be like, oh, I got to go deal with this. Oh, I got to go help somebody, right? There is a lot of love and like excitement in the beginning, but that dies over time, right? Especially if you don't have any other hobbies or outlets, which a lot of people don't. Thankfully, I have gaming and other things, right? But you tend to burn out a lot quicker. It's also easier for these big creators to walk away since they have many side projects. Yeah. And that's kind of a good thing now that they are bigger, like, because we did see a lot of those a lot of those YouTubers that are saying they're quitting, stating basically they are going to try new projects or focusing on the side projects. Okay. But we got to address the asterisks here. Turned into a full-time job. So, to be honest with you guys, and somebody that has a very small YouTube channel, the amount of time when I was putting in a lot of time can be like for me, a small YouTube channel could be as much as, if not a little bit more than a full-time job. Right? When I'm at IRL work, I'm thinking about the YouTube channel. When I'm going for a poop, I'm thinking of the YouTube channel. When I'm taking a shower, I'm thinking of ideas for the next YouTube video, right? So your mind is very much centered around your channel and its growth and coming up with new content ideas. Your mind is never really off the clock. But these big YouTube channels, the worst thing, especially the people that are the faces of them, a lot of people, they complain about a 40-hour work week, right? But a lot of these channels, again, with millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands, depending on, you know, which one left, that you're mostly concerned about, they are easily working 80 or 100 plus hours a week, right? Taking meetings, dealing with people, right? Their staff, because a lot of these YouTube channels have staff members associated with them, whether it be editors or someone like Philip DeFranco, where he has like a huge staff team behind him doing research, HR, so on and so forth. So there's tons and tons and tons and tons of support people you got to worry about as well, right? So you're not only worrying about you and you getting a paycheck, but you're worrying about them and them getting a paycheck. And then they have the fear of, oh, in 5 years, my YouTube channel is going to die, because everybody thinks 5 years is like the hard limit of their YouTube channel being successful, when it's really not. We see that with Linus Tech Tips, Philip DeFranco, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, you know, list goes on and on and on, right? So they can really succeed for way, way, way longer than 5 years. But I personally feel like every 5 years they got to kind of revamp the channel, and that alone is a huge stressor. Not only that, they got to think, okay, because like let's be very honest here. The vast majority of your audience isn't going to be around in a year or two. So you have to think of ways of getting new people and sometimes even younger people to your content to enjoy, become super fans, and so on and so forth. So it continuously feeds, right? So you can continuously get views. So there's a lot of thinking and processes and behind the scenes work. A lot of people just see the videos and like, oh my God, that was a great video, but they don't see the endless amount of hours that went behind it and the endless amount of people that had to dedicate time into that one particular video. Great example is Mr. Beast, right? A lot of his videos, we see the front-facing man of Mr. Beast, but we don't see the hundreds of support staff behind the scenes. For example, when he did the Squid Game, like he had carpenters, he had electricians, he had just so many different people, and that is like hella stressing, right? And then you got to meet deadlines, right? That you set out for yourself and your channel because your audience expects it at a certain day, certain time, right? And you feel, I know I felt this for the longest time, and I kind of had to like flip a switch, but you feel really guilty and you feel really horrible when you don't upload, and you kind of get yourself into a depression, especially when there's audience members that are counting on you, community members who are counting on you, and you get all eaten up inside and you get depressed over it because you feel like you're failing them, right? So that ties into this. It's stuff that it just doesn't go away. And when people have IRL full-time jobs, you guys may have heard the expression, don't take your work home with you, right? A lot more difficult when you're a YouTuber because a lot of your work is at home, right? So there isn't really a separation between your work life and your home life, if that makes sense, right? So that's one thing you guys got to consider, right? And this kind of really ties into here, in many aspects. So it's a lot easier for these big creators to walk away since I already read that. So it's because they were doing something they loved as a hobby, turned into a job, and ended up tiring themselves exhausted doing it as the same thing, like playing like playing video games nonstop. Like when I worked at Electronic Arts, a lot of people were so excited to be alpha testers or pre-alpha testers, right? Oh my God, I get to play video games every day. Well, guess what you didn't do when you got home? You didn't play video games because you're spending 40 hours a week working on buggy video games. Your mind and your mind starts to go all crazy. Your eyes get all tired, and the last thing you want to do when you get home is play more video games. Now, mind you, your first month or two, you're going to want to play more video games, but for the vast majority of people, they go outside and play sports instead, which isn't a bad thing, but they grab something they love, a hobby, and turns it into a full-time job. It tastes different, right? Some creators have moved on to creating movies, yeah. And you don't get paid for effort on YouTube. You kind of do. But it takes a lot longer for you to get paid for said effort, right? So, no, I think you do get paid for it as long as you're willing to learn and adapt and actually, think about things. Oh, paid per hour. Okay. I see what you mean. But yeah, no, like in the long run, you do make it back. That's for damn sure. Hello, Empress. How you doing? Since high school back. Yeah. And doing YouTube all the way since, back to high school, for some people 10, 15 years ago, it's a very long time, especially on a platform that, you know, like when you, if you had 1,000 subscribers, you were a hot shot. You were the big guy. 10,000? Oh my God. It's like 10 million nowadays, right? So the platform and the user base has vastly changed. But what we're talking about up here really ties into right here. Now, the things like that we've talked about in the past of why small streamers don't grow. Yeah, you know, like only streaming on Twitch, right? Which isn't really a good thing, to only be solely focused on one platform, especially a platform of like Twitch, where even Twitch tells you make content off platform if you want to grow. Now, that being said, we should really put that asterisk there because I'm going to forget about it later. I should say you could grow just doing the grinding, but kind of just turns into this, the second one, from a hobby to something that you absolutely hate. And I've had a lot of friends in the past that I used to stream with that were grinding, but they aren't here anymore. They don't stream. Right? I'll see them on Discord, I'll see them on Steam once in a blue moon, but for the most part, you know, they'll just tune in to watch people. They won't stream anymore because they did the grind, right? But yeah, you could grow just grinding, but it's years and years of loneliness. Loneliness. I spelled that wrong. I know that much. I was on the right track. I really was. Holy crap. But you know, and the problem is of these years of grinding, especially is, you aren't building the skills you need to be entertaining, right? And because you're not building those skills during the grind, because realistically not a lot of people are actually watching you, when you do actually get an audience, you don't know how to interact with them, which kind of just makes you still stay at the one, right? Which we see, you know, the massive amount of population of streamers on Twitch, you know, being stuck in that forever 1 to 3, right? Because they don't have the skills to grow beyond that. And that's why making content off platform will help you gain those skills, teach you those skills, because yeah, sure, people may not be talking to you through your video, or you might not be talking to them in video, but you're talking to them in comments. So you're kind of learning how to talk and communicate with people. You're also learning on how or what people actually respond to in like a YouTube video. And you kind of know, okay, that's how I have to be when I'm streaming, right? Imagine if I was somebody that was always constantly swearing, which I did in the past, monotone, which I absolutely did in the past, and wasn't very expressive, which I really did in the past. You know, like, it's not going to get you anywhere, right? But if I build up those skills making videos, right, getting more confidence and so on and so forth, it for me, at the very least, it paid off in the long run, right? It really did. Only doing Twitch kind of sounds like fishing with no bait. It kind of is, right? Because you're kind of working against yourself. It's honestly like a stack of cards that are stacked against you, right? So, you know, that's the one thing that I always see, right? Or I always state to you guys, you know, try to get out of the bubble. Collabing is another one that I've been talking about for years and years and years, right? A lot of people in the smaller, you know, viewership levels, they're always depending on collabing here, collabing there, right? Again, kind of ties into this. You're not really collabing outside. You know, if people are actually going to be interested in you, they're going to find you, right? I've done the collabing things in the past. I really have. And I know was far more entertaining than the people I was collabing with at that particular time. But there is also viewer loyalty, right? That's their streamer. That's the person they're always going to tune into. And very often, yeah, sure, they might send you a subscription, but if their streamer is on, they're going to watch their streamer because they have the relationship with their streamer, right? Unless their streamer decides to not stream anymore or start taking some extended times off, that's when you can potentially get them over to your court. But for the most part, they're going to always tune into their streamer, right? No matter how big or how small, that's generally how audiences typically work. There is always exceptions to that, but that's why when big Twitch streamers raid small little Twitch streamers, they don't get the 10,000 people that are viewing, right, back on their next stream. They get maybe one or two. It's a very, very, very small percentage of turnover, right? I've known people in this community that have collabed with much bigger Twitch streamers, and honestly, nobody came over from, well, okay, maybe a couple, but a couple, yes, it adds up over time, but again, it's not an effective use of your time, right? So collabing isn't as good as people make it out to be, right? It can be fun. It's something you should probably do to, change it up once on Blue Moon, but not something you should rely on. I know I spelled that wrong. I know I spelled rely on wrong. Oh my god, I can't even talk. Okay, I didn't. Interesting. It's hard to collaborate because of trust. Well, it's not just because of trust, right? But people that typically collab are always collabing with people they don't know or they barely know, right? A great example is on Twitter. People are like, oh, hey, looking for collab. If you don't have an already established relationship with that particular person, if you don't have an established friendship or whatnot, collabing with that person can be very difficult because they always want to be the main character. They want to be more funnier than you. They want to always right? So it can be very dangerous. Now, if you have somebody that you can do a good collab with, like for Annie actually kind of popped up at the right time. Hello, Annie. But I was on one of Annie's live streams for Star Stable Online. I had an absolute blast. Now, Annie's stream was Annie's stream, and I very much respected that. But I had a really good time being there, right? So there has to be some sort of friendship or mutual understanding on how things are going to be in those collabs, and not a lot of people have those conversations, right? Already happened to me. I joined a random collab once, never again. Yeah, no, not all collabs are bad, right? But not all are good. The vast majority aren't good, right? And sometimes a waste of time. Other times it's definitely not. But there has to be common ground. And I've seen people collab with other people that, like one person is very Christian and the other one is very goth, right? For example, it's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. So you got to find somebody that's on the same level as you, not just in viewer numbers, but mentally, not necessarily spiritually, but like, if you say a joke, they'll get it. I used to stream a long time ago, and I used to be in a 5M community, and one day I got rated with 350 viewers. Out of all those, I got 80 to sub and 2 to stick around. So it's disappointing. Yeah, it could be a great ego boost at first, but when that next stream fires up, you're streaming to the same amount that you had before. What about when they are bigger than you? Again, when they are bigger than you, the people coming over to your stream afterwards isn't very, very much. It really isn't. Right? Again, like I mentioned, I've, members of our community collab with much bigger. But when they went live, it was basically the same numbers as last time. Nothing really changed. Unless you have that personality, unless you have that entertainment value, which a lot of small streamers don't have at this particular time because they're still figuring out themselves. They're still figuring out who they are. They're not going to have that entertainment value to be able to hold those viewers. So you know, you could be that one person that gets rated or that gets, you know, a really good collab. But yeah, if you don't have that entertainment value, you're not going to get anywhere, right? But the big one that, you know, I want to venture away from, and kind of basically what we just basically talked about for the big streamers and YouTubers, I wrote down a very specific way. Work-life balance. Now, when I say a work-life balance, let me get a drink of water real quick. Sorry. Need more. So, work-life balance. When I talk about work-life balance, 99.9999999% of people will think, oh, what he's talking about is IRL job versus streaming, right? Like honestly, that's what it is. That's what a lot of people think. IRL job versus streaming. And I'm mostly talking about people who are live streamers, right? VTubers, Flash tubers, all that fun jazz. But work-life balance really needs to come down. And this is something I've really talked about in the past, but not a lot of people really think about or acknowledge that they do or don't do. So one thing you really got to think about is when you're not working IRL. So when you're not working IRL, how much time do you actually have? So after you get off work, let's say you work from 6:30 to 3, because that's my hours that I work. I'm going to use that as an example because it's very, very easy for me to use. Okay. You always got to assign a particular amount of time from IRL work to time off, right? For yourself, right? So a time to just turn off the brain, get out of work mode, IRL work mode, right? And then time for streaming. And this is kind of why I always tell you guys, don't stream 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week for 8, 9 hours, 10 hours, right? Because what a lot of you guys are doing, and I'm not necessarily talking about everybody in the chat or going to view this VOD later on. I'm talking about like the streamers that are out there. What they'll do is they'll go from IRL work, home, take a shower, go for a crap, right? And then they go straight to streaming. They don't have this time in the middle for time for yourself, right? The time for yourself is super, 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 super crucial. You need to be able to do something that you love. Now, something that you love could be gaming, right? A different game that you're going to be streaming if you are going to be one of those streamers, right? It could be some sort of art project. It could be watching YouTube, right? But you need to do something that isn't related to what you're going to be streaming, right? It has to be completely different, because if you go from IRL work, from your time off, and you're doing the exact same thing while you're live streaming, you're basically doing this, right? And I'm sorry to say, streaming is work. Trying to entertain an audience is a crazy amount of work. It's a lot of work, and it could be super draining, especially if you're very new to having an audience or very new to live streaming in general, right? So you got to make sure you have this time in the middle to really, really, really separate things, right? So we talked about this, we talked about that, but you know, the things that your days off, for example, right? You got to do something. Do something different, not related to streaming, but allowing you to have free flowing thoughts. What do I mean by that? I'm glad you asked, little Timmy. What I mean by free flowing thoughts is if you happen to have an idea, you can write it down. But this part here is crucial. It has to be crucial, because in this particular moment here and here, you're in a relaxed state. Your mind is relaxed. So you let your mind wander. And sometimes, a lot of times actually for me in the past, the times that I was off was the best times that I had ideas. Straight up. My best ideas when I wasn't doing this. Sorry, when I wasn't doing, nope, not that. This or this, right? So you got to really have downtime to be more creative. If that makes sense. So streaming is work. And this is my recommended streaming schedules. Mondays, right? Stream 2 to 4 hours. Absolute max. Oh, actually, before I do this, this is another thing I see streamers do. IRL work, right? I'll actually use this one. Streaming work. And then right after, they go to sleep. They work, then they sleep. What you should do, work, time for yourself, work, time for yourself, sleep. Give yourself that time to wind down. If you don't and you do this, oh my God, you will have trouble sleeping. Take it from me. Your mind is going a mile a minute. Your especially if you get rated during that live stream, you just got like, oh my God, I got so much energy. I'm doing really, really good. I did amazing, blah, blah, blah. Right? You got to be able to like have time to just tone that down to let I don't want to say endorphins, not endorphins. It's not midichlorians. That's from Star Wars. Help me out, chat. What's the name I'm thinking of? Oh my God. Not midichlorians. What is it? Is it endorphins? Dopamine? Adrenaline? Yeah, adrenaline, right? Allow that to come down quite a bit, right? So that's why you got to have time for yourself to let that adrenaline come down. So when you are ready to go to bed, right, with no devices around you, no phone, no none of that stuff, right? Keep that away. You can actually sleep a lot better. And when you do wake up for this, now you're ready. Now you're happy. Trust me, I've done this for years and years and years and years and years. It does not help. Do this. Because when you're having time for yourself, your mind is relaxed, you're relaxed, and that's your best ideas. I promise. I feel so called out. My problem is I barely have time. I have like 4 to 5 hours until I need to go to sleep when I get home. What you can do, baby, what you can honestly do, and there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this at all. Stream. So you got 4 to 5 hours. Okay. So, baby, comes home from work, right? Spends 2 hours relaxing. 2 hours. Okay. 2 hours relaxing. Let me do this. So there's a flow to it. Okay. 2 hours relaxing, 1 hour streaming. Just 1 hour. Now you're thinking, oh my God, Senpai, there's no way I could get an audience with only streaming 1 hour a day. 2 days a week, 3 days a week. You're wrong, little Timmy. Let me explain why. So you got your 2 hours relaxing, you got your 1 hour streaming, and you got your 2 hours relaxing. Okay. You just made content in this 1 hour. Sorry, let me do that. I keep forgetting you guys can't see the entire board sometimes. I'm sorry. But that 1 hour of streaming, you made content. You made something that you can now do on other days and edit. Because believe me when I tell you this, I promise you when I tell you this, your edits, your VODs, your edited content that you're going to put on YouTube, on TikTok, on blah, 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 whatever websites, is going to attract more of an audience to your particular live streams than even if you were streaming 4 hours or 8 hours. The amount of small streamers, small VTubers that have been in this community that I've known personally as Flash tubers, they stream for 8 hours. They've done the 24-hour streams when they hit affiliate, and they're still streaming to one person. So if you're willing to put in the 1 hour streaming and then edit for 1 hour on other days of that one from that 1 hour live stream, that will go so much further than if you were streaming every single day for an hour. It really will. And I have members of this community that are proof of that. And plan that hour as content for a video. Yeah, exactly. Oddly enough, I only stream for about 2 to 3 hours, maybe, may go longer if that's something specific, or I'm going to beat the game sooner than I thought. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, you can let it run a little bit longer. Like when I was playing Detroit Become Human the first time around, I did an 8-hour stream because I just wanted to finish it. That was a bad idea because I got the worst ending possible. But the second time through, we did a lot better. So, hello, Senpai. Can't stay long. Have a good stream. I'll catch the VOD after work. Oh, thanks. I hope you have a good time at work. But yeah, this is what you can do. Okay, so let's break up a little schedule, or not break up. Let's make up a little schedule, shall we? Okay. What you guys can do. This is something that I did in the past, right? So Monday, stream for 2 to 4 hours, right? Giving myself some relaxed time after. Whether that be watch Netflix, you know, if you guys haven't seen it yet, Lost in Space, good show. Tuesday. What can we do on Tuesday? Oh, well, that's easy. So the 2 to 4 hours I have free during the day, right? Okay. Plan and edit some content, right? And then relax. Wednesday, do nothing. Just you. It's just a you day, right? Thursday, edit and post content, right? Relax. Friday, stream. Whoops. Right? 2 to 4 hours. If now Fridays, typically a lot of people don't work on Saturdays and Sundays, unless you work a job that does. But a lot of people that work in the offices and so on and so forth, you don't really do anything on the weekends, right? Or you don't really have anything to do on Friday nights unless you like to party on La Jazz, but that's besides the point. But stream 2 to 4 hours. If you want to stream more, right? And then relax. Members of my community will know I do this. And I'm sorry, but not sorry at the same time. But I turn off everything and just have a mental day for myself, mental weekend for myself. I go out, I enjoy doing things. I do different things. I I completely disconnect. Unless there's an emergency and I'm needed, I'm there for sure. They can at me, and as soon as I see on my phone, I'll definitely get on it, right? But for the most part, Saturday and Sundays, totally me time. I'll be honest with you, I've had more viewers recently, and I noticed a significant drop in viewership around the 2-3 hour mark. So if anything, shows most folks will taper off anyways. Yeah, there is a taper point for every streamer, and the taper point for every streamer is usually different, right? So a lot of bigger streamers, their taper point will be, much, further down the stream, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, right? A lot of small streamers, it's after a couple of hours. Why is that? Because they haven't had the practice like the large streamers have, right? They haven't had a lot of time into the craft. So after a couple of hours, your energy tends to die down. You go from really excited to really monotone. Why do you think my streams aren't longer than 2 hours? Once a week. Right? Because I know, because I did this, right? Some of the OGs would remember I streamed here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right. So I noticed every Wednesday my energy was basically gone. I was looking for every excuse under a rock to just not stream. Caught Wednesdays. Okay. Also, I saw there was a significant drop in viewership too, especially on Wednesday streams. Okay, Mondays and Fridays. Great. I'm going to do Mondays and Fridays. Mondays. I hate Mondays. Especially, you know, after your work, right? After your IRL job, Mondays tend to be usually the worst days because it's the, you know, start of the week. That's when all the shit really hits the fan. So you're kind of tired of Mondays. I cut Mondays out because I noticed my energy level was draining from Mondays. I was running out of topics on Wednesdays. I was running out of topics on Mondays. I went to once a week. Once a week, I have a lot more energy levels than I would for Monday and Wednesdays. And now that leaves me to form ideas, create ideas. I have 3 or 4 different post-its, the computer post-its that you can do sticky notes, I think they call it, of just video ideas. I've been dabbling into recording a whole bunch of new videos and going through old videos that I've already previously recorded but not uploaded because I didn't think it was good enough, and going back, I'm like, okay, can I make this video better? And I've been spending time trying to video edit and make those videos better, but some of them are unfortunately just trash. But doing stuff like this really just resets you, right? And there's nothing wrong. You don't have to be like every streamer out there, right? Small streamers don't replicate big streamers. Don't do it. Don't do the 5-day grind. They can do it because they have the viewership. You can't do it. You don't have the viewership. You got to get your image out there. You got to do what you can to get your content out there. And if you want proof of, you know, the grind not working, go onto Twitch, go to any popular video or not video, channel and category, right? Scroll from 1 to 10. You'll see a lot of those people have been grinding for years and years and years, and just grab their name and throw into Twitch metrics, right? Yeah, sure. There's a lot of new streamers in there, but there's a lot of old streamers there that have been streaming for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Just a 1 to 3 different viewers, right? When Twitch was, lowering the threshold from $100 to $50, or sorry, no, it wasn't the Twitch threshold. It was, when Twitch announced that people who bought, what was it? There was a service that you could buy and would automatically give you Twitch affiliate. And I remember there was one lady on there, very, very angry. She was saying that she spent years and years and years grinding away, and now you can just pay for it and get it for a $2.50 subscription a month. Right? If you spend months and months and years 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 streaming to 1 to 3, means you're doing something wrong. You got to adapt and change. No, it wasn't Twitch Nitro. I want to see, it was like a streaming music service that integrates with Twitch. Mad Cats, something like that. Something Cats? Cats something? I can't remember exactly the name of it. But yeah. Like when you're trying to end, but you keep getting rated. You know, even if you get rated, Monster Cat, that's what it was. Thank you, Monster Cat. Yeah, if you subscribe to Monster Cat, you got into the Twitch affiliate program. That's what it was. Thank you. But yeah, even if you guys are continuing to get rated as you're trying to like end the stream, don't be afraid to end the stream, especially if you're out of energy. Just kill it. Why does Senpai say just kill it? Okay, I'm glad you asked, little Timmy. Because the first impression of your live stream is with somebody that has no energy. Wouldn't you rather to have the best first impression? Because first impressions on Twitch is very, 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 very hard to come by, right? It really matters because the categories suck. You can't have a great thumbnail. A lot of people don't have great titles. So their first impressions of you is usually watching the first 30 seconds to a minute of your stream, right? And if they see somebody that's really low on energy that wants to go to bed but can't because they keep on getting rated, and you show that, which most people do, or the vast majority of people do, it's not good. Chances are they're not going to come back. So just kill it. Be like, hey guys, super sorry. I'm just really tired. I normally finish streaming like 30 minutes to an hour ago, but I will be live tomorrow. If you're willing to give me a second chance, this is the time I'm going to stream at. Make sure you hit the follow button, hit the notification bell to know when I go live next. Please feel free to join my Discord because I send out notifications when I go live. Boom, done, end stream, go to bed. Well, don't go to bed right away. Relax, unwind, watch some Stargate or Star Trek or whatever the hell you like to watch anime, and then go to bed. So yeah, never feel obligated to keep going. I promise you, it just hurts you in the long run. Normally I apologize when people show up at the end of the stream. Yeah, I've done it, right? I've done the apologies, but I feel better because when they come back, they know I'll be at my best, especially during my normal streaming time. Now I gotta drink a little bit more water here because my throat is sore. Oh my God. So yeah, having a simple streaming schedule like this can really help you guys out. Having a lot of time for yourself is fantastic. It really is. It really prevents burnout. I see a lot of small streamers, small VTubers who will just stream these 5 days, right? After a month or two, they're gone. You don't hear from them again, or they become VTweeters, right? Which isn't always a bad thing, right? VTweeting can be a very good thing, but a lot of times it's bad, right? So honestly, just go slow. Take it easy. Oh God, there's hydration checks here too. Honestly, I thought about doing something like that. Yeah, you know, another thing that I really haven't talked a lot about, it's something that Sapphire has talked about in the past. But setting some yearly, monthly, and daily goals can be very good. Now, that being said, these have to be very realistic goals. Like crazy realistic. Is it realistic if you have 0 subscribers and you want 1 million subscribers in a year? No, not really. Not really. But I'll use myself as an example, right? So how many subscribers am I at right now? Let me try to find out real quick. Yeah. Okay, so I'm currently at 13,756. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video so more people can see my live streams going live, and yeah, join the Discord if you haven't already. Thank you, Starlight, for doing !Discord. I really appreciate that. But okay, so my goal is 13,000, or sorry, my current subscribers is 13,756. Okay, great. So I got my current where I'm at number. What's a good goal to have for subscribers at the end of the year, chat? I want to ask you guys what you guys think is a realistic goal that I could set for myself to hit for the end of the year. 25K? Oh. Remember. Last year, I basically really didn't do a whole lot of YouTube. Somebody said the correct number. A couple of people said the correct number. A realistic goal for somebody that really hasn't streamed or did any kind of content all of last year. My goal for the end of the year is 15K. Okay. So now I have my goal to have by the end of the year. Great. Now I have a goal. And a lot of people, a lot of you, will stop at that. You put up this number, you put it on your vision board, right? Great. You stop there though. You don't think about this very simple question. What do I need to do to get to that goal? Okay. How many weeks in a year? 52 weeks, right? 52 weeks in a year. We have been going on for how many months or for how many weeks now? 1, 2, 3. So we don't have many weeks left. Well, we kind of do. So, but 3 weeks gone. 3 weeks already gone. I've been streaming for 3 of those weeks. Okay. Now, that being said, oh, 53 weeks this year? Oh, crap. Okay. Thank you. I've been streaming 3 of those weeks. Unfortunately, for a channel like mine, streaming really isn't a good way of growth. It really isn't. So, what do I need to do? Well, I'm glad you asked, Littleton. Now I know I need to make some videos. That I know, because I know this stuff, I research this stuff, that the VTubing community needs. Right? Things like webcams, different types of webcams, different types of lighting, camera positions. Does makeup actually make a difference for VTubing, which I've recorded a lot of that video already, unfortunately, which I gotta publish. But you guys will see that one. I'm not excited. Yeah, I'm not excited for that one. But I know that I need to make content to reach my goals. Yeah. I'm not wearing makeup now. It was for the video for a test. Numbers are pretty bad goals though, because not within your control. If someone subs or not, a better goal would be, I want to upload 3 videos a week and then see where that takes you. Absolutely. That can be a fantastic goal as well. I personally don't mind number goals because I know if I put in the time and the effort in, I can reach those goals. But you guys having small goals like, hey, I want 10 subs or I want 100 subs. What do I have to do to get there? Isn't a bad thing either, because it like kind of lights a fire underneath your butt to be like, okay, I gotta research, I gotta see what works in my niche, what doesn't work. Now, this won't work for literally everybody. It's just a very small percentage of people this will actually work for, just like everything else in life. But honestly, with the right mindset, you can make it work having a numbers goal. Does makeup make tracking better? Yes, it does. It actually does. I didn't believe it, but it does. Yeah. Sorry, did I say girls instead of goals? I'm sorry. No, I meant goals. I'm sorry. So, yeah. I hate that was a suggestion and I actually did it. Oh, I wrote girls instead of goals? Oh my god, what the hell? Sorry. I mean, reach my girls. Yeah, you know, I've... No, I'm kidding. You guys know how I am. I'm dumb. All right. But if you don't reach the number goal, even though you've done everything, you can do, you will still be disappointed. Sure. Sure. But you'll also be disappointed if you don't upload those 3 videos a week or 3 videos, every, or one video a week, right? There's a lot of ways of getting disappointed in your goal. The real question is, no matter what your goal is, whether it be numbers or not numbers, if you don't do something, if you mess up your goal, are you willing to pull up your pants and continue on as if nothing happened? Will you be able to be like, okay, I didn't reach my goal, but next year I will, right? And honestly, that really, really, really applies to particular content creators who really want this to work, right? Everybody wants to be a YouTuber, but not everybody has what it takes to be a YouTuber, right? Everybody can be a streamer, but not everybody has what it takes to be a streamer, right? And being able to overcome your failures is a good way of knowing that you can be those things. So whether it's a numbers goal or non-numbers goal, if you feel you can pick up your pants and try harder or fight for what you know you deserve, I think you'll make it no matter what it is. By the way, why don't you post more shorts? That's a good question. So why doesn't Senpai post more shorts? Honestly, I'll give you a real honest answer. Laziness. Honestly, laziness is one of the really good and honest truth. It really is. The thing is, for me, shorts are not oversaturated. No, God, no. Do you know how many dumb shorts there are out there that get millions of views? Like, honestly, I see every Karen out there reacting, just like laughing and like squealing, just like with their face over like the actual person that made the content video and getting millions of views. It like there's a lot of shorts out there that are just like no-brainers. Honestly, for me, I struggle with short ideas because I need to think about of ways to make shorts, because I'm an educational streamer for the most part, right? I gotta figure out ways to make my shorts work with my audience. Or the audience I want to attract. And the problem is, a lot of TikTok, a lot of YouTube short people, a lot of these different peoples aren't fully really, even a little bit, are really attracted to VTubing tips. So I need to think outside the box of streaming tips or tips that can work for VTubers and streamers, because I don't want to pigeonhole myself into just VTubers, right? The VTubing niche isn't as popular as it was. It's getting a little bit lower and lower and lower and lower and lower each month that passes, right? So I got to really broaden my horizons to encapsulate everybody, because there's always going to be thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of flesh tubers who are going to go live tomorrow or next week, right? Brand new ones. What can I make to attract them as well? Because I know my model may put off a lot of them, but I know I can probably absorb a decent amount that can be attracted to my content and just find the information that I'm providing worth watching, worth staying tuned into. So, but instead, she just role plays the situation without the solution. Please be a better version of actually giving tips. There's really a streamer out there who's just been... That's interesting. Hey, Nick. Long time. How you doing? Also, the term VTuber has been monopolized by big companies. Yes. Yes. Which makes it rough for indies if you don't have the connections or cash to promote. That's one big one I've noticed. Yeah, I've noticed that a little bit too. Not too much because honestly, when I tune out YouTube, I really don't consume VTuber content. I've been watching Ants Canada. And if people don't know what Ants Canada is, yes, it's basically in the name. It's about ants. But yeah, the term VTuber has definitely been monopolized by large companies, but not only that, unfortunately, the term VTuber has a lot of negativity behind it, right? If you look up VTuber on Twitter, especially in the search, 9 times out of 10, I personally feel I could be very wrong, and I encourage everybody to look themselves. But you're going to see drama within the first few scrolls, right? Which isn't a good look. It really isn't, right? So yeah, there's always some sort of drama, or there's some sort of cancellation, which is also drama. And there is some wholesome moments in the VTubing community, absolutely, but there's a lot of gatekeeping as well that we see. My wife got big in the VTuber community, but it's all connections. People should just advertise as streamers with a character. Yeah, absolutely. She's been making shorts lately about streamer problems, but not telling how to fix them. So, okay, give me an example of a streamer problem, Starlight. I'm curious. Thank God I watched Kenji. He's epic. Okay. I'm going to be honest. Who's Kenji? I feel like I should know that name, but I don't. Let me look it up real quick. Maybe I do know who that person is. I'm just very bad with names. Who's Kenji? Kenji VTuber. I might know who they are. I might. I just don't know the name. Okay, I actually know who this person is. Okay. No, I recognize I recognize the model. I recognize the model. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. Senpai doesn't know anyone because he's genuinely a boomer. You suck. Because you're right. I am a boomer. Yeah, I am. I'll admit that. I don't mind admitting that. I'm a boomer. But that's not wrong. It's not wrong, but it's not also a bad thing, right? Because having people who have different thought processes, right, different ways of thinking can be a good thing. Missing the note. Okay. Sensei, the dog in my homework. Can I still enter the classroom? Yeah, absolutely, Dark. Actually, wait. Am I considered a boomer? Wait, no. Wait. What age range is boomer? What years is boomer? What years are boomers? No, I'm a millennial. Oh, thank Christ. Okay. 1946, 64. Oh, yeah. No, I'm way out of that. Okay. I'm way out of it. Okay. I feel better now. Okay. So Starlight gave a good example. Missing the rain notification while people flow in. Roleplay is being distracted by a video game and not noticing the raid until the end. Wait, what? People actually miss notifications? Oh, wait, have I done that? I feel like I've done that. I've probably done that. Okay. There's a solution for that, though. I'm gonna challenge the class. Can we come up as a class, missing raid notifications while people are flowing in because you are focused on the game? What can we do to fix that? Loud raid notification? Okay. That can be good, but that can also be crazy annoying. Especially for the viewers. Gotta think about what the viewers experience as well. Right? So loud ass notifications can really annoy them. What can we do to notice a raid? You can have your events easily visible for the streamer. Not a lot of people know that, though. What can we do that's super basic, that's super dumb? Like I'm talking like 2 brain cells. 2 brain cells. We just need 2 brain cells. Just 2. I'll give you guys a hint of my train of thought. My train of thought. This is just my train of thought. What does every small streamer, medium streamer, large streamer have? I don't know how small streamers have them, but they have them. But what does everybody have? Every single one. A phone? I hope so. I hope everybody has a phone. We use them and we abuse them all the time. We abuse them every second we chance. Every chance we get. Dude, I don't know. Points? No. No, not headphones. Mods. Every streamer and their goldfish have mods. The amount of times my mods have saved my ass. Like honestly, they saved me. They really have. Now for the people that don't have mods, it's okay. It's okay. We'll get to you guys too. But mods that at you, right, on stream, my mods do it in Discord, really help. So if you have very active mods that really police your chat or are really there for your streams, they're a great 2 brain cell. I'm not saying they have 2 brain cells. Should clarify that. It's a 2 brain cell solution. But they can really help you out. Okay. Let's say you don't have mods. What can we do if you don't have mods? Now, if you don't have mods, you're going to need more brain cells. Straight up. I don't know. It feels like a lot of people have them. Screaming Senpai, stop playing 7 days a day. Raylis is trying to type, so say hi. Sorry, I got distracted. Typically, people that have more brain cells that don't have mods typically have more streaming gear, right? A phone could be another form of that gear. And what you guys can do, streaming gear, most specifically, I'm going to refer to Stream Deck, the Elgato Stream Deck. What you can do is you could set up the Elgato app on your phone or the Elgato Stream Deck, right? And flash when you have particular events, right? So if you get a raid, I've done this in the past with Twitch, my whole Stream Deck would illuminate and flash purple. Or no, it wasn't raid. It was when people used subs. When people would subs, they would flash purple. Even a second monitor, yeah, a second monitor, right? But something that pulsates that gets your attention, because honestly, things that flash you, really your eyes pick up on. Giggity. So realistically, yeah, try altering the Elgato app or Stream Deck. Trust it works. It really does work. So try that. Another thing you can do, a second monitor, right? We've talked about that. Set up a second monitor, having it on your second monitor. I would try avoid too many loud notifications or repetitive notifications. But yeah, Annie actually just said something. Commands, right? Hashtag, I don't know, you were rated, right? Especially if your chat knows you're really bad at catching that stuff. Doing something like, did I say hashtag? Exclamation point. Is it hashtag? Exclamation point, you were rated, right? And that's something that could be like a special notification that comes up on your screen in your own headset that you can program. Hashtag boomer. Yes, I know. Thank you. Hey, for me, hashtags weren't hashtags. They were pound signs. Okay. But yeah, you can set up things like that where there's an auto thank you, stuff like that. To be honest, I made a habit to move my head to the right while streaming, so so I happen to check often. Okay, that's good. That's good. I used to mix up a Discord channel only, see whenever something happens on stream. Yeah, that's good too. That's actually a smart idea. I didn't really think of that one before. We used to use those pound signs on our landlines, telephones. Hey, I used to use a telephone on my grandparents' farm that didn't even have a pound sign. You had to turn a dial. Oh, a rotary phone. That was the first phone I had to use, was a rotary phone. So, yeah. Oh, God, I'm old. No, not even Nokia brick. No, that was my first cell phone, though. But, yeah. That's literally boomer energy you're giving right now. I know. I know. Yeah. Payphones. Oh my God, I saw one the other day and I took a picture of it. I was shocked. I'm like, what the hell? There's a payphone? And it worked. I literally took a picture of it. I was so excited. Slide phone with keyboard. Oh my God. Okay, we're getting a little bit off topic. But yeah, these are different things you guys can do to really help you. I swear Senpai is older than you than we think. I'm curious, how old do you guys think I am? When I was a flash tuber, people thought I was a lot younger than I looked. That's for sure. Double your age? Okay, Annie, you're not allowed to guess because you know the real number. That's not fair. 30s? 40? No, definitely not 40. 5,000? I wish. 40s? You guys are making me depressed. Damn it to hell. No, not 29. Mid-30s. I'll just leave it at that. Ugh. I hate y'all. Not gonna lie, I had to be specific. Yeah. Yeah, I should have. Yeah, I know 40s aren't bad, but yeah. I don't know. I'm not old, just experienced. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. But chat, yeah. I think that was I think we covered a lot of things today. I think we did a pretty good job. Our whiteboard, blackboard, whiteboard, blackboard. I think we accomplished a lot. How do you usually respond to raid, Senpai? I saw a tweet advocating against just thanking the raider and getting on with your day, but it seems a bit harder to do as a VTuber. Okay. This is actually something I talked to, and I would actually harp on an old viewer of this community. It's actually now part of an agency, which is fantastic. But I used to harp on her on this all the time, literally all the time. Okay. When you get raided, have you ever heard of the elevator pitch? If you spell it right. You should have an elevator pitch. Okay, and this is literally just my personal advice. But this is how I feel like, because the first moments of a raid is very crucial, right? Again, we talked about this previously. First impressions, right? So, an elevator pitch is basically we're going to express or get across to the raiders of who you are, what you do. So, I get a raid. Let's pretend somebody's raiding us right now. Okay. To the raiders, would be like, hey everybody, I'm VTuber Senpai. I make content here on YouTube. I mostly focus around educational content. So if you enjoy educational content or want tips or tricks on, how to be a better VTuber, make sure you hit the notification bell, subscribe to me. I got my links in the description down below as well. I do stream here every Friday between 5 and 7 p.m. So if you happen to be around those times, come on by and say hi, right? Super short, super sweet, conveys who you are, what you're about, just really sends the message and tone across. It's basically an introduction. Yes, you're introducing yourself. When you meet a stranger on the street, what do? You say hi, right? That's your introduction. But if you're meeting somebody, for example, at TwitchCon, for example, or a YouTube convention, or whatever they call those, sure, you want to start off with a hi, but you also want to start off, hey, okay, say if I was meeting Devin Nash, the number one person I would love to meet one day, right? Devin Nash. I'd be like, hey, Devin Nash, my name is VTuber Senpai. I make educational content on YouTube. I have 14,000 subscribers, working on to 15,000. I've been making content for the past 3 years on YouTube under the name VTuber Senpai. I do everything from VTubing, giving streaming advice, streaming advice to VTubers, small streamers, and helping them grow their viewership and their brand to the same level that I'm at, if not a little bit bigger. Right? That's my elevator pitch. Now, Devin has been given this wealth of information. He can now process that information and figure out how he's going to reply to said information. Right? It gives the ability to go back and forth. And if you do that in a raid, it gives people the ability to ask questions. Right? Asking questions is a great thing because it means they're engaging with what you just said. Right? So if you end your elevator pitch with, thank you so much for coming by and being part of this raid, I would love to know, what games do you guys like to enjoy? Or what anime do you guys consider the best anime? Or even better, what's your guys' favorite food? Right? Do you guys enjoy pineapples on pizza? Right? If you leave an open, or if you guys leave it with a question, it gives them the ability, even lurkers, to reply to that, right? Or have it as like a debatable question, right? Thank you so much for rating me. Hey, pineapples on pizza are the best, right? And if you don't think they're the best, tell me why. Boom. That will start an argument. And believe me, I've had tons of arguments in my Twitch chat in the past about pizza, about lasagna. So yeah, I feel like I can't go stream, Senpai stream, without him mentioning pineapple pizza. It's delicious. What do you want from me? Though I've been slowly being converted to a different type of pizza that is absolutely amazing. Mediterranean, no olives with pineapple. Actually, no, there's pineapple on that pizza, so never mind. Pineapple on pizza is actually the greatest thing in the world. I'm sorry. My Italian ancestors are rolling in their graves. Oh, man. Not gonna lie, pineapples on pizza doesn't taste good. I think what it is, truthfully, is how you're raised. On the food that you're raised with. I think that's what determines if you like pineapple on pizza or not, because your taste buds are trained a particular way, right? So a lot of people hate it, but yeah, I think it's the foods that we're raised with. to be honest. So, I've always had sweet food in my diet ever since I was little. So that, I think that's what it's a huge contributing factor. Though, if you look at my cousins, they hate pineapples on pizzas. They think it's a sin, right? And they're just as much Italian as me, but they were raised with not, like eating candy and sweets and cereals and stuff like that. They were very much on the healthy route. So, yeah, I think it's just how you were raised. Redeem hydration check. I'm actually out of water. I'm actually out of water. So I gotta get on that eventually, soon. Pineapple, artichoke hearts, Roma tomatoes. Ooh. Hello, VTuber Senpai. I hope you and all your students are well. I am. I hope you are as well. Senpai, have you tried multi-model DLC for VTuber Studio yet? I think it's worth using on a collab or focus. Multi-model. I have not. I have not used multi-model. Wait. Have I used multi-model? Let me look. Now I'm curious. I feel like that's somewhere. Import. Not that one. Totally breaking the immersion. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Where is the setting for multi-model? Where is that? No, that's the collab. Oh, the collabing thing with Rayless? Okay, yes. I have a tutorial for that one. Okay, yeah. Okay, I actually have a tutorial for that one. Sorry. Yes, I have used it. It's the best thing since sliced bread for VTubers. Yes, you have to pay $20. Honestly, it's worth it though. If you are someone that likes to do collabs, but okay. It's nice if you have a decent PC enough to do that, but yeah, $20 is steep sometimes, but it's worth it. Hey, Venus. Yes, I do remember you. Don't worry. It's your birthday next week. That's right. It is. Okay. I'll remember that. Don't you worry. You weren't an anime character with a green screen? No, totally no green screen. Yeah, it can eat a lot of performance. Honestly, having somebody that you're collabing with just as a PNG tuber on your stream is probably good enough. Hey, Legendary, how you doing? So, yeah, it can have its benefits. Doesn't work for everyone, and the more people you add, the more your computer kind of lags a little bit. But yeah, if it's something you absolutely are going to use all the time, $20 is worth it. But yeah, how do I deal with hate raids? I can tell you how I used to deal with hate raids back in the day. But it's very different than how everybody else deals with hate raids. And I don't know if it will work for you. Fast mods. Fast mods can be a solution. So back when I was a Rainbow Six Siege streamer, I used to get hate viewers and hate raids. Not so much raids, but viewers. Mostly viewers. Not so much raids, but it has happened. And you can absolutely do shield mode. Yeah, 100%. I didn't really have mods back then. Definitely not like how I have now. I'm blessed with the mods I have. They're bloody amazing. But what I would do is talk to the people who were hating. Okay. And yeah, some of you guys know the story. So I talked to them and asked them why they were hating, trolling, right? This applies to them as well. And I would ask them, hey man, what's going on? Why are you hating on me? Why are you trolling me? Right? If you show them that you're someone who isn't quick to ban, but more trying to understand why they are who they are, it kind of, I don't know, something just clicks in their head. Okay. And a lot of people who are usually hate rating or trolling, stuff like that, aren't people who are usually happy in their life. Are usually people, and I'm not saying this is 100% what it is, if I'm 100% correct or not, I have no idea. This is just my mindset of them. But they're usually the people that are used to being shit on, right? They're usually used to being a victim of some kind, or always being dismissed. So what I've done in the past, when I was a Rainbow Six Siege streamer, and sometimes even in this chat, on YouTube, we've seen it in the past, I just talk to them, see what's going on, see what's clicking, right? If you generally ask that question, right, and you try to have some discourse with them, you turn that troll into a dedicated fan, because you gave something to them that no other streamer was willing to give them a chance. Now, there are some people out there. There is always people out there who are just 100% dedicated trolls. They don't give a shit, right? That does exist. But a lot of the people I ran into as a Rainbow Six Siege streamer, they just wanted somebody to talk to, somebody that would actually pay attention to them. Sometimes that's all they need, is somebody to actually listen to, right? Don't have people vent on your stream. Don't have people drama dump. Drama dumping is really bad on stream, right? Tell them you'll talk to them afterwards if you feel comfortable doing so. If you don't do it. But just talking to them about your day allows them to break from reality, allows them to get comfortable, and yeah, just talk to them. Give it 5 minutes. People can change like that. Yeah. And sometimes people have a really bad day, right? And they just want to take it out on somebody. I'd rather them take it out on me for 30 seconds than on somebody physically, right? Let them vent, let them blah, blah, blah. Be like, okay, hey, man, you're probably having a hard day. Probably had a really bad day. That's okay. Just hang out, chill, calm down. We could just have a good time, right? If they don't calm down within 5 minutes, okay, ban them, but give them a chance. A lot of people just want a chance. Congrats on your growth. Ah, thanks. But yeah, chat, I think we're going to call it there for today's stream. My voice is crazy raspy right now. But what we are going to do is we're going to raid somebody. We're going to do cross-platform raid that we kind of tried to do last week. I think it was last week. But we are going to go raid the most amazing person in the world. You probably heard her in the background. We're going to go raid Sapphire. What's a cross-platform raid? Well, I'm glad you asked, little Timmy. Basically, I'm going to try to send you guys to Starlight from YouTube to Twitch. So go say hi to Starlight. Have an amazing weekend. Think of some content ideas. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to know when I go live next, or when my next video is up on the channel. The links are in the description down below, so follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, OnlyFans, all that fun jazz. And well, Sapphire. Sorry, not Starlight. Sapphire. Sorry. Sapphire. Sorry. We're going to go raid Sapphire. I'm sorry. And well, catch you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Have an amazing weekend. Love.